Hello YouTube, I want to talk to you today about something that's obscenely become quite contentious in the media of late, and that's this whole Jade Goody hysteria. And I use the term hysteria quite advisedly. Now, I didn't know Jade at all, other than what was conveyed to me through media. My only impression of her is the media-created image of Jade Goody, if you like. And what I saw from that wasn't endearing. It was hardly interesting. And that hasn't changed. It didn't change when she became ill, and it hasn't changed now that she's died. Now, I want to make it clear that I don't think the problem here is Jade Goody herself. I think what we have is a kind of Frankenstein situation. You cannot blame the monster for acting monstrously. It's the creator that's the problem. And in this instance, Frankenstein is the media. I think the most disgusting thing about the whole situation is that the media have created a situation, they've fomented this state whereby you are obliged to care, you're obliged to have concern, and it's that imposition of concern that's the most insidious thing. The fact that you are obliged to care about this woman that you don't know, you've never known, that was simply not that significant in the grand scale of things. She was just a fairly stupid and talentless person who got lucky, and that's it. And yet now we have this sort of Princess Diana situation where she has become almost sanctified, where there are people weeping in the street and voicing their concern over the fact that she's died. You know what I see, what image comes to mind whenever I hear someone saying, "Oh, poor Jade, isn't it terrible?" and all that nonsense. I see vultures picking over a carcass. Because the raw fact of the matter is, those who voice those concerns really love it. They do. Because it's something for them to have an opinion about, to make conversation about. And it also feeds this need for groupthink, this commonality. It's the same sense of unity and common mourning that occurred when Princess Diana died. And that is another classic case of how media can fuel mass hysteria, even in this day and age, when we should be technically, thanks to the lessons of history, we should be more cautious about this sort of thing by now. So the question really is, do those who proclaim to care about Jade's condition and the fact that she's died, etc., etc., really care? And I think the answer has to be no. They don't. They don't care about the human being Jade Goody. They simply have an opinion on the matter because, thanks to media imposition, they feel obliged to do so, and that's it. And this is another very, very insidious thing about the situation. The media have created a state whereby you cannot express a critical opinion on the matter without coming across as heartless or as monstrous. Same goes for the Princess Diana situation. If in the weeks and even the months following Princess Diana's death, you said to the average person on the street, "It doesn't concern me, I don't care, I didn't know her," I imagine you would be looked at like something they've just scraped off the bottom of their shoe. Despite the fact that it's probably a far more honest position than those who weep and wail and gnash their teeth in the streets. The raw fact of the matter is, you didn't know Princess Diana, and you didn't know Jade Goody. None of us did, apart from perhaps those who were close to her. If you consider that we only ever know facets of those that we interact with on a daily basis, let alone those of us that we are aware of through media, then the whole situation just becomes, if you'll excuse the expression, just one big clusterfuck. It's a masturbatory experience, and it quite frankly appalls me. And I have no doubt right now there is some terrible apologist out there saying, "Well, aren't you concerned that a woman died of cancer?" Well, yes, in the abstract sense. It's terrible when anyone suffers from cancer or any other disease, but you know what? There are millions of people suffering with cancer and various other diseases right now, many of which I imagine are far more worthy human beings than Jade Goody ever was. But where is the hysteria? Where is the public outcry for them? So in all honesty, do I care that Jade Goody suffered from cancer and died? No. I don't. In all honesty, I don't feel a thing about the situation other than the opinions I'm expressing now on what the media have created, and it's that's the problem. I had no particular feelings towards Jade Goody other than a sense of distaste and a fervent wish that I never have to sit and speak to her. That's it. It doesn't go any further than that. And none of that is her fault per se. It's not her fault as such that she has come to my attention, that she occurs in the public consciousness now. Like I said before, it's the Frankenstein situation, it's the media that's the problem. You can't put a pig in front of a camera and expect it not to act like a pig. By the same token, you can't put a moron in front of a camera and expect it not to act moronically. But what I do care about is the imposition of concern. And I care about the fact that people seem to be so willing to buy into it, this groupthink mentality that I think is incredibly damaging. There is also the fact that I don't think it's any of my fucking business. Any more than it's any of my business than what my distant neighbours' daily affairs are. But no, it is my fervent wish that this vicious, poisonous circus that's going on at the moment ends very, very soon. I know it won't. I know that the vultures have got their teeth in now. They've got their claws in, rather. And they are going to gnaw this carcass until there is nothing left but splinters of bone. But what I would say to the rest of my potential consumers of this filth is you don't have to eat what they vomit up.